All right, so here we're getting started with day 5 of our fireplace remodel and in-wall speaker installation time lapse. Um, my main priorities at the beginning of this day were to try to finish up all of the remaining dirty work and smelly work stuff. I knew my wife and with my two little daughters were planning on returning early the next day. They'd went up to Northern California while we did this project to escape the all of the dust and noise and all of the remodeling work. So I wanted to make sure that this day I would get all of the final drywall work done, be able to texture this drywall section and the other areas around the speakers where I had to do drywall repair work. So I wanted the texture to match the existing sort of a knockdown orange peel texture on the walls. So doing preparation for the texturing, and then in the fireplace here, I wanted to clean out the fireplace, scrub it down with a wire brush and steel wool. I had started out with a steel brush and then actually tried for a second to use my rotary sander, but it was going to make a big mess more than I wanted to, so I went back to the wire brush after. So I'm just scrubbing down the inside of the fireplace here, and I'll be painting it with a black high temperature paint made for ultra high temperature like interior fireplaces. So here I've got the fireplace all scrubbed down and got all of the debris off, and here I'm just starting to apply a layer of high temperature paint. And you definitely want a respirator for this because this stuff's super stinky. Even a week after the fireplace remodel, my wife could still smell it a little bit. So here you see I'm just going through and painting all the insides, sort of masked off where I knew that the granite trim inner pieces were going to come to. I didn't need to paint more than need be. And yeah, we ended up opening all of the windows in the house basically, and the front door, and left it to ventilate this whole day after this because it was really stinky. It actually gave my brother a nasty headache, and he was not feeling too great this day. So here I've got the fireplace stuff done. The next project I'm going to move on to is the texturing. So I have a texturing gun that I'd picked up for previous remodeling on our bathroom, and then used it on the kitchen too. So I'm just going to try to match this sort of orange peel knockdown texture on the existing walls. So here I'm just going through and putting plastic wrap, plastic sheeting over all the areas where I'm afraid that there might be a little extra splatter from the texture gun. So I don't want to have to clean up a bunch of extra drywall texturing solution. So I'm just trying to protect all these areas and prepare the surfaces. So here I'm going outside, and now I'm mixing it up. So this is this Homax wall texture product. It's just like a powder that you put in and then you add water. And the idea is you want to get a mixture that's sort of like a pancake mix or a waffle mix, that sort of texture. And so after you do the initial mix, there I had my timer going. You want to let it wait for about 15 to 20 minutes and then do another mix to let it sort of set up. And so here I am inside, and this is just an AC powered little texture gun that I think it was about $60 or $70. I've used it for multiple projects now, but it works great. There was a little bit of a learning curve to using it. I had to figure out the right nozzle. I think I used the medium nozzle that this texture gun came with. This was a Home Depot pickup, and figuring out that the trigger on it is pressure sensitive was a key, definitely. You have to just apply just the right amount of pressure to the trigger to get the kind of texture that you want, where not too chunky and not too thin either. So here Neil's continuing on with the bullnosing. It's a multi-hour project. In the background here, my buddy Ernie, who's helped out on a couple other projects, he helped out on the kitchen and some deck project. I had him come out. He has this big truck, and had him come out, and he's going to do a dump run for me and get rid of all this debris from the previous volcanic fireplace that we tore out, volcanic rock fireplace. So he's loading up his truck here in the background as Neil does the bullnosing. He came out with his cousin and loaded this stuff up, cleaned up our driveway. And he's all packed up, put the tarp on, and he's headed off to the dump. And so, yeah, Neil ended up spending about probably 5 to 6 hours total on bullnosing all of these trim pieces and inner edges. And he goes through starting off with a really coarse pad and just moving through a series of pads until he gets to almost just like a buffing pad for the final pass, and it creates this really nice bullnose edge that's got the same sort of sheen and texture as the rest of the granite tile. So he's pretty much finished with all the bullnosing here, and we head back inside. He just does some last checks to see if there's going to be any more cuts needed on these. But we ended up cutting this day short just because Neil wasn't feeling great earlier in the day, and we just figured we'd cut this one short. In the next video, we finalize the fireplace, get the mantle installed, and do all the finishing touches. So go ahead and continue on to the final video for that.